G'day guys, Stu here from Plan Manage Assist. And today I've got with me Amy. Amy is from Pure Passionate Minds. Amy, welcome.
Thanks, Stu. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. So Amy, I know that with the work you do across a couple of different organisations, tell me about some of the stuff that you're seeing that might be impacting on people within the NDIS scheme. It might not necessarily just be the participants, could be anybody.
Yep. Frustration, right? Whether it's being participants or service providers, there's frustration and overwhelm and a lot of how do we make this work? How do we get better outcomes? It's just a big overwhelming process, right? And NDIS is a great framework. It's there to empower people. It's there to help people get the right supports. Yeah. But you need to know how to navigate and get those right supports and put that all together.
Yeah, and I know that there are a lot of great people out there that do offer assistance and guidance and support. And we did even have previous episodes where we've talked about things like managing and doing a bit of self-care. But in terms of how do we go about managing that frustration? How do we go about finding good people? How do we go about maximizing that plan?
Your first thing's communication, right? Yeah. You and I are having a chat here. We've got a good rapport. We've got a great relationship. But when you're meeting someone new, that doesn't exist, right? So you have to build communication first and foremost. And part of that is building rapport and building trust. Any high service, high client sort of industry needs that. Did you know, right? Fun fact.
I love fun facts. I love a fun fact.
Did you know that majority of communication is through your body language, not through what you're saying?
I've heard things like this, but give me more about it.
So 55% of communication is done through your physiology. So through your body, how you hold yourself, your facial expressions, how you sit, all of that sort of thing. Then 38% is through your tonality. So the tone of your voice, the quality of your voice, the pitch of your voice, and only 7% is your words.
Okay.
7%.
So 7%. So no wonder that no one understands me when I'm sending a text or an email. It's because they're only seeing 7% of what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Wait, 100% or 7%?
No, 100% that it's only 7%.
100% that it's 7%. Okay. So, and I guess that's what makes it really difficult, is that there are providers out there that are, going to rely on those sort of communication forms, whether it be text or email. But I guess that also still means that things like telehealth and remote servicing that's done via, online with video still has a place then. So it keeps that level of communication going because you can still
see someone, right?
Yeah.
Like if you and I are talking over the video and you smile, I'll smile, right?
That's true, yeah.
It's just like if you see someone and you go walk past them in the street, they smile back. Or you might get a little grin, it depends on their mood, but they smile back. So our unconscious mind is actually programmed to feel comfortable when people do something similar to you.
So we want to mirror those that are around us.
Yeah. So for example, if I came into an appointment with you and you say, welcome Amy, here's our office, and I don't sit down. I don't feel comfortable, I want to stay standing. Are you going to stay sitting? Or could you stand and do the appointment with me?
It makes it difficult because I guess then it comes down to the type of relationship that's there, whether it be if it's a brand new relationship that you've never met before, that almost makes it change the power dynamic where someone is standing versus someone is sitting.
100%.
But wait, 100% or 7%?
We're back. No, 100% that it does impact the power dynamic,
absolutely
right?
Absolutely does, yeah.
It makes it difficult. It's like if you're trying to talk to children, you don't stand over the top of them, right? You generally crouch down or you sit next to them and you play with the cars and you do the colouring in. Why? Because you're getting on their level.
You're on there, yeah, absolutely.
Right? So it's the same way if I say to you, hey Stu, how's your day? And you go, yeah, it was all right. What's my body language telling you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's either that you're
It's like, yeah, right, okay. Yeah. But if I say to you, hey, how you going? I'm like, yeah, I'm great. And I'm sitting upright, completely different message.
Exactly.
And the words may be exactly the same.
Exactly right. It's about the body language. And yeah, it really shows through. So I guess that really can be important for a participant or for a provider who's going to try and communicate and build that rapport to minimize that frustration. It's about trying to make sure that the relationship is starting off on the right foot.
And using similar language, right? I'll give you an example. I had a client that I worked with, and every time I wanted him to do something he didn't want to do, he goes, come on, dude. So every time I wanted him to do something, I used to lift my voice and have it a bit more upbeat and I went, come on, dude, give it a try. But I automatically got a smile and he gave it a try because I used similar language. So unconsciously, and you don't consciously think about it and go, oh, they did something similar to me, but unconsciously your mind accepts it because it sees something familiar and it feels comfortable. It's just like when you meet someone that's got similar hobbies to you, you automatically feel comfortable and like that person.
Well, that's right, because you have that shared interest. And I guess,
Exactly.
I mean, what you're describing here, Amy, is really, I mean, the basic concepts of NLP, which
Yes.
is things that are of value to participants and providers, really,
Yep.
in better understanding one another.
100%.
And so then if from the NDIS framework and in the NDIS lens, where might we see that NLP becoming useful to, whether it be participants or providers?
It'd be in anything to do with managing that relationship,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah.
communication, being able to build rapport, being able to use language and different language patterns in breaking down resistance that we might face. Because a lot of the time, resistance that you get is fear,
For
right?
sure.
People don't argue with you or say, I don't want to do that or that doesn't work because they just want to be difficult. It's because there's fear or there's past trauma or a past bad experience. And that's why you're getting that.
So it sounds like if anyone would benefit from this most, it would be your support workers, the ones that are on the ground,
Yep.
meeting with providers and meeting with participants every day, that are doing those critical incidents, so that
And
having
family
those
members
skills,
too,
yeah, and
right?
family,
Like family
members
members
of
that are
supports.
supporting, you know, a friend network, any sort of support networks, doesn't necessarily have to be a provider. Anyone would sort of benefit from that.
And so if that's the case, where would you be able to learn some of these skills? These are not sort of skills that you can effectively find on YouTube. This is something that you actually have to take time to learn.
Yes. Call me.
Call you.
Call me.
How would they call you?
Well, you've got I'm assuming you're going to put a link to my website or something.
If you're
right?
watching this on YouTube, yes, there'll be a link in the description below. But let's just also pretend that half of our audience is going to be on Spotify.
Okay, so if you're on Spotify, look up my website, purepassionateminds.com, and you'll have all my contact details. There's actually a link there to fill in an online form, and you can get a free discovery call with me where I'll explore any options where I can support you.
So Pure Passionate Minds, all one word, and it's
All
not
one word.
just.com.
Just.com.
Making sure we've got that. So that discovery call is open to, whether it be to families and to
Anyone.
organisations, and they can have
Anyone.
that chat with you just to see if it's something
Yep.
to explore. Okay, cool. Well,
Completely free session, no cost at all.
fantastic. Well, I mean, it gives people some ideas, breaking down those barriers, building better relationships, and therefore getting the most out of the plan that they have, because those funds are finite. They're not going to just magically increase overnight. Even with the best change of circumstances, and there is another episode about change of circumstances, doesn't matter. It's still not going to fix everything overnight.
No, and there's specific questions you can ask and things you can do to help plan, both from a service provider and from a client. So if you're looking to engage services, think about what's important to you about the services, right? So if you have someone, for example, that has mental health, has physiotherapy, and has social assistance, find out what's important. And the participants can actually do this with their family members before an appointment, so they know what's important. So things like, is the gender of the person supporting you important? You know, do you only feel comfortable with a female physiotherapist giving you a massage? Is the hours that the service is provided, how frequently they can provide it, whether they'll come to your house and do it. You know, how are they going to get there? Are they catching transport on their own? Do they need a family member to drive them? You know, all of those things need to be thought about and put in place. A lot of the time I see plans put in place and then it falls apart because it's too much or it's overload with trying to manage all of that.
Yeah.
So thinking of all those things and even writing it down, so having it down, this is what is important, this is what I need, helps plan and make it a lot easier and take that overwhelm away, because you know exactly what's important. And prioritizing, right? So you might have someone that has mental health, social assistance and physio, but their biggest concern right here and now could be mental health. So they need mental health appointments weekly, but their mental health is impacting their social assistance. So they only want to do that once every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're absolutely right. And that's where
it's managing it, right?
Exactly. But that's also partly what a good support coordinator would do with a participant and their family, is to make sure that those funds are being spent at a good pace. And if they've got a good plan manager, just a subtle plug there, if they've got a good plan manager, that's communicated effectively to a support coordinator who needs to manage those things at a glance. First time I've actually plugged Plan Manage Assist the entire time, planmanageassist.com.au. How bad is that? We've done how many episodes? It's the first time I'm plugging it. But no, for what it's worth, I do want to thank Amy. Thank you so much for coming in today. Really appreciate the information you've given us. And if you do want to know more, purepassionateminds.com.
Thanks, everyone.